I just ran 9 kilometers and I took with me the biggest hill that was around me in the German countryside. After a couple of days of low cardiovascular activity, I was able to run with an average pace of 5 minutes and 37 seconds. My heart rate average was 139, which is a little bit low. Now, in terms of the heart rate zones, it was mostly zone 3. Usually it would be nicer if it would be higher. Let's say zone 4, at least a little bit. In terms of power, the average was 357 watts. Up until I was basically at the peak of the hill, I averaged around 365 watts. Now, these are the power zones. Again, maybe a little bit too heavy in terms of basically zone 2 and also zone 1, which probably was most of the downhill then. The elevation here was 143 meters up and 125 down. Now, because I ran basically from door to door, this actually probably is just a measurement error. I don't know about this. Now, this here is a very big advantage of being on the countryside. I used to live or still am living kind of in a city, and this is mostly flat. And in there, it's very hard to run so fast that I basically get in sufficient Garmin strain, not Garmin strain, but Garmin load. And it seems to be the case that basically elevation offers a very big lever to pull more cardiovascular activity out of me without having to put more stress onto my legs, which often are kind of strained and on the injury side anyway. Now, I have the target for a weekly run for 5 kilometers, and I also have to run at least 20 minutes. And once I hit this target, then it says the execution score is 100 and good. In terms of the training effect, it was 3.0 aerobic and 1.0 anaerobic. I think the anaerobic parts are basically parts of the run where I tried to again pick up speed, but then of course I lost it because it was anaerobic. In terms of my VO2 max, it is now still stable at 57. It used to be a little bit higher a couple of months ago, but then I got kind of injured, or am still more on the injury side, so I cannot really push harder, at least in terms of running. My HRV is with 30 to 40 milliseconds still very, very low currently, and my acute load also is quite low. I usually try to aim at least 1,000, at least that's what the average in good training times was. At least the last couple of years, the last 2 years, since I had a Garmin watch.